Right, so as I was saying, you can get started in whatever position that you like. We always start with an opening meditation, about 15-20 minutes, just to really settle in, to focus in on the breath, and hopefully we end up quieting the mind in the process. So seated position's fine, laying down position's fine, whatever feels nice to you, that you feel like you can be in the position comfortably for the next 15-20 minutes. And if that means laying down, then go for it. We don't want to be focusing on pain in the body while we're trying to quiet the mind, counteractive. All right, so find that position that works for you and then close your eyes. And just feel the breath for a moment, feel the belly. Just your normal breath. Is it shallow or deep? Just check in. Is it moving fast or slow? And then really get aware of your belly. You can take one hand onto the belly if you like. And just breathe down as if you're ballooning out your belly. So a deep belly breath here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep belly breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, like that, balloon out the belly as if you're blowing up a balloon. Inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. And two more. Inhale, fill up that whole balloon. The whole belly expands. It's really our diaphragm pushing out into the internal organs. And exhale, empty out. One more. Inhale, really just focusing the breath down into the belly. Exhale, out the mouth. And then release your hand down. You can open the palms or let the hands rest wherever or to the sides. And come back to your natural breath. Just that little bit of breathing exercise maybe caused us to breathe deeper. Maybe there's no change, no effect whatsoever. So notice if that's the case. And again, begin to notice your belly. Just drawing your mind's eye down into your belly, the expansion of your belly. Drawing your mind's eye into your lungs. They're housed by the rib cage. Drawing your mind into the chest cavity, taking in air, heart center. Drawing your mind's eye into the back of the throat. And into the throat where it meets the back of the nose, and finally into the inside of the nostrils where the airflow begins. And linger your attention there on the inside of the nostril, inside of the right nostril, the inside of the left nostril. Feel what it feels like for air to come in. There's a cooling effect as air comes in. Feel that on the inside of the nose. And feel what it feels like for air to move out. There's a warming effect as we push out used up air. Inhaling that cooling effect. And you may notice other subtle traits of your breath here as you focus in on the skin on the inside of both nostrils. Just a few more breaths, noticing what it feels like to breathe in, to breathe out, and breaking down all the characteristics of your breath. Shallow, deep, slow, fast. Maybe there's restriction. Maybe there's combination. And how long is your inhale? How long is your exhale? Can we take a moment to gradually expand the inhale? Maybe we take it in for 5 counts if you can. So on your next inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, same amount, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. Awareness in the inside of the nose still. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, one more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down. And just breathe without the counting. Noticing these small, subtle changes as you begin to focus deeper on your breath. And now begin to notice what is happening in your mind. Are you really drawing into the breath, noticing, calling out different characteristics, and then is your mind wandering off into different places? It's totally normal and natural for our mind to wander. Say the attention span during an hour-long class for middle schoolers is about 10 minutes. So in that hour, they get about 10 minutes of attention, and the rest is sort of scattered. And that, I think, is true also for adults. We tend to wander off, especially when we become still. And so if that's happening to you, start to call out and just notice your thoughts. Name them for what they are. There's a thought, there's another thought, and there's a train of thought that sort of happens. Right? One car is connected to another, and they just continually follow this endless stream of thinking, the thinking mind. So just gently notice it. Not getting after yourself or getting angry or judging if you're getting caught in your thoughts. Just call them out, notice them. And then imagine yourself you're standing up both feet, just taking a big step back, in a big backward lunge. There's the train of thought, you're standing close to it, now you're just taking a lunging step back. And start to draw into your breath again. Anytime you get caught up in the train of thought, take that lunging step back, call it out for what it is, and then return to your inhale and exhale. Return to the skin on the inside of the nose, feeling cool as you inhale, feeling warmth as you exhale. And it's a continual process. It's not an exact practice each time. We have variation. We're human. We're just putting forth that effort, taking those steps back, continually coming back to the breath. And same is true for our senses. So we notice sounds outside the room, calling them out. There's a sound. There's a sound inside the room. You even notice your internal noise of breathing, of blood flow. And come back again to your breath. Sounds, eyes closed, we soften our sense of sight. We recognize sense of smell, taste, sensation in the body. An itch or feeling here and there, part of that sense. And keep coming back into your breath. And in just a moment, we'll do another breathing exercise to really cleanse the breath, to breathe deeper, and to find more calm. Okay. Wherever you are, if you're sitting upright or lying down, we're going to alternate breathing in and out through one nostril. And just a few times we'll do one nostril, and a few times we'll do the other nostril. And then we'll do an equal amount with just breathing even through both. And then we'll do another set of closing one and the other. So, doing the left and the right side, we're balancing out the sun and moon sides of the body, the right and left side of the brain. We have that creative, abstract side of the brain, and then we have that logical, linear side of the brain. So meeting them both by channeling the sun and moon energy and evening it. So go ahead and take one thumb, you can do this lying down too, gently over the right nostril, and begin to breathe out through the left And you can take a deep breath or you can take a normal breath. So in and out. Do just 5 rounds here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We'll do one more. Inhale, exhale. Let go of the right nostril. Take a breath in through both. Notice any change. And then close the left nostril and begin to breathe through the right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And let it go. We'll take at least 5 rounds of even breathing here. Both nostrils now. Just releasing out, inhale, and exhale through the nose. Inhale, feel the coolness, breathing in. Feel the warmth, breathing out. Maybe you start to say to yourself, in on the in-breath, out on the out-breath, just feeling the wave of breath. Take one more nice even breath. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And one more time, we'll close that right nostril and breathe in and out. In through the left, out through the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Lower the right down and deep breath in, deep breath out through the nose. Switch sides, cover the left nostril, inhale the right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And release it out. Just a moment of coming back to center. Feel any change. Notice the change in your head space, in either right and left side. Come back to that skin on the inside of the nose. And finishing our guided portion of the opening meditation, we'll take 10 rounds of breath together and we'll end in a moment of silence. So remembering when we come to silence, noticing the thoughts, the train of thoughts, taking a step back. It's not a perfect, it's a practice, so just do what you can. Taking those 10 rounds of breath together here, inhale and exhale, 10. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 1. Continue to follow your inhale and your exhale in silence for the next little while. Keep coming back to the breath. Slowly start to take a deeper breath. Inhale down into the belly, through the lungs, through the chest. Breathe some oxygen into your headspace. And slowly sigh it out through the mouth. There's an instant release that comes in our body when we take that slower, deeper breath. And it's that rest response, that parasympathetic nervous system that's responding to a deeper breath, getting more oxygen in and pushing more stale oxygen out. Take about 5 rounds of deep breath on your own and just focus in on slowing it down, filling up in as much air as you can get in, and slowly sighing it out. Sometimes it's nice to, once you get to the top of your breath, pretend like you're blowing on something hot, like you're making a circular shape in your mouth, and just gently release it out through the mouth. Taking that last couple, 1 or 2 deep breaths here on your own, with your eyes closed. And then after you've taken about 5 rounds on your own, keeping your eyes closed, come back to your natural breath. And while we move through our movements today and the physical part of our practice, we'll try to deepen the breath just a little bit as we move and build a bit of heat. So focusing on that now, inhaling in through the nose and creating a little bit more heat than we normally do when we breathe regular. So just a slight restriction in the back of the throat as you exhale. You can barely hear your breath, but it's like a very light Darth Vader breath if you're into Star Wars. So just like a very light version. You can hear the sound of your breath. If someone's next to you, they can't necessarily hear it. A light version of our heated, or sometimes called Ujjayi breath. And just to maintain that heated breath, keep coming back to it throughout practice, helps us build heat in the body, move the energy through a bit more efficiently instead of just breathing normal. So if you're lying down, go ahead and come to a seated position and bring your legs out in front. I'm sitting on a bolster. You can sit up on something if you like to start off with. I'll sit flat. So you can be like most of you. I'll sit flat here and turn my camera down a bit. All right, I can't really tell if you can see the full screen, but okay, so bringing your legs out, we're just gonna give ourselves a little self-love, little self-massage so we can wake up the muscles and bring some energy into the arms. So just kind of we'll start from the head. How about that? We'll start from the head and just gently bring some energy to the head. If you're not used to doing this, feels kind of strange. We're just bringing the meridians of the body, wakening them up, wakening up the muscles. You can kind of massage the cheeks here, massage through the throat. And yeah, since we can't go get a massage now or a pedicure or anything, it's nice to do a little bit of something for ourselves, waking up our shoulders. Yeah, just getting gentle squeeze through the arms. Roll with me if you're not used to it. Just tapping the fingertips. And then just kind of notice what that feels like in the body. Does it feel like anything? Waking up the rib cage, waking up the sides of the hips and the legs. Yeah, it feels like something, right? Waking up the toes, each toe. And just finish off here, both sides. Yeah. Just to waken up simply. So you really bring awareness into the body as you will squeeze throughout. Okay. All right, now that we've done that, and we've sort of brought attention to the body, we'll come down onto the back and lay flat for a moment. Outstretch your arms and legs. Reach your arms up overhead and stretch through the whole body. So point through the toes, reach through the arms, stretch through the whole body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, and as you exhale, hug your right knee into the chest. Draw the shoulder blades down and back and begin to rotate around your right ankle. Starting to waken up the joints with the knee in, bent beyond 90 degrees. We're waking up the knee joint, we're rotating through the ankle, and then go the other way. And as we're moving, keep noticing the breath and noticing where your mind goes into different thoughts, ebbs and flows. And then slowly begin to extend the leg up. It's gonna probably feel pretty stiff to start off with. So keep the knee bent and just push the heel up and then bend in all the way. And as you inhale next time, draw the heel up, exhale, bend in. Inhale, extend the leg up. Maybe you straighten up just a tiny bit. Exhale, bend it in. Inhale, straighten it up. Exhale, bend it in. And this time, keep the leg as straight as you can. There might be quite a bit of bend in the knee, that's fine. Point through the toes here and start to just draw a circle on the ceiling. So you can certainly hold on to the leg if you need to for support. We're just going about 5 times, drawing a, slow it down, slower circle on the ceiling, waking up the hip joint. So 5 times one way and then about 4 or 5 times in the opposite direction. So we'll clockwise and go counter or vice versa. And then once you finish up that side, flex into the foot again, straighten the leg up as much as you can, and we'll gently guide the leg out to the side a little bit, and then cross it across the center line of the body. Okay, start to feel that outer hip. And do that one more time. Bring it out, cross it across, straighten the leg a bit more. We can hold on to the trunk of the leg if we need to. This bottom leg's in neutral, and just go a little bit further if you can. We're just waking up, outer hip, you feel it down the leg, sciatic nerve, some other areas also. Yeah, gluteus medius, hugging the knee in, and then bringing it out to the side. So we just did that closed stretch, doing the open hip stretch, and bring it back in, and slowly release the right leg down. Now just notice the difference between right and left side before you go to the left side. So some of this mindfulness is, you think it comes, should come naturally, but sometimes we go right into something without really being aware of the effects of what we're doing. So just bringing some mindfulness there. How does the right side feel? How does the left side feel? Notice, and then we go to the other side. So hook the knee in, draw the shoulders back, and begin to roll around the ankle, going a few times. And come back to that slight heated breath. Inhale in through the nose, a little bit of sound out through the nose. We're starting to heat up the body with our slow movements and with our breath too. Okay, and then this one's gonna feel a little stiff maybe at first. Maybe we can just keep the knee bent and bend in, straighten a little bit and bend. And you may notice that one side is more flexible or less flexible than the other. That's right, we're pretty asymmetrical when it comes to, like, each muscle feels the same on both arms, both legs. So we notice that sometimes our dominant side is a little tighter than the non-dominant side. Okay, and then straighten the leg as much as you can. Softness through the knee. Point through the toes and start to draw the circle here. Maybe you hold onto the thigh. And of course, as we're moving through practice, if something doesn't feel right, if something is paining or just really doesn't feel like it's going to feel good later, then skip it entirely, or you can modify. So you don't always have to do what I do, especially if there's pain involved. We don't want any pain in our practice. We want stretch. We want to be able to feel the stretch in the body, but go the other way. But we don't want to have pain. Yeah, there's a difference. And from here, you can guide the leg over, crossing it across the center line, and then bring it out, and then cross it over, and bring it out, and cross it over, and bring it out. Next time you cross it over, hold it here, a few more here, point through the toes, this bottom leg stays where it is, and we get that outer hip stretch. We really can't go much further without adjusting the hips, because that bottom, that right hip is starting to get in the way. And then hug the knee back in towards the chest and open up the hips. So just bringing the knee out to the side a bit. And be flexed into the foot or relaxed into the foot. Focusing that external rotation of the hip. So we went from the outer hip stretch now to the inner leg, inner hip. Okay, I'll stretch the left next to the right and notice any change. Notice if there's a bit more evenness now, probably, hopefully. And take that full body stretch again. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend into your knees and just bring your arms here. Inhale here. And as you exhale, begin to peel yourself up, and you might need to support yourself, and you might need to just do something different. So start to come up using your abdominals, trying to keep the feet flat onto the ground, and come back up into a seated. So we started to move a bit, or to waken up the body. Let's take a moment of stillness. So finding seated. So if you're always used to crossing your right leg in front of your left, then switch it and do the uncomfortable way. And probably the opposite knee is going to hike up a bit more, but it's good to even it out in your hips and your legs to do the uncomfortable way. Try that and sit up tall. Open your hands. On your inhale, bring your arms up overhead. As you exhale, meet your hands to heart, and do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach out, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up, and just settle the hands at the heart center. Close your eyes and think of something that you want to focus and dedicate the rest of your practice to. We haven't set an intention yet. Maybe you already had one in mind. Maybe you have an intention, an ongoing intention of just mindfulness, showing up, stretching, wanting to feel better in your body. These are all good intentions. Maybe there's something else weighing on your heart or your mind that you really want to focus on. But let it be something positive that can elevate you and make you feel better in your life. Something good. Maybe it's healing for ourselves, for others around us. Maybe it's just de-stress. It doesn't have to be really, a huge concept, something simple. All right, take a deep breath and commit to whatever intention is resonating with you, comes from your heart. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Okay. All right, bring the feet now back onto the mat. Let's bring the hands center and interlace the hands here. Point the index finger here, and we don't want to be rounded on the tailbone. We want to be sitting up on the bony parts of the hips. So feet are out in front. We can walk them more forward if we need to. I'm just going to inhale, come forward, reach the fingertips forward, and exhale, lean back a little bit so we get a bit of engagement in our core. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, lean back. Draw the shoulders back. Inhale, lean forward, shoulders forward. Exhale, draw the shoulders back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Hold it here, draw the shoulders back, and just feel what this feels like to take a breath here. This is just noticing internal deep core working. And then lift it back up. Notice what it's like to hold a breath and a half here, reaching forward. And one is probably going to be more intense than the other, intense in different ways. So then come upright and just bring your hands onto your shins and notice what that felt like. Which one was more challenging to stay with mentally and be present with? Which one did you kind of want to escape from and get rid of? Or maybe neither. Maybe it's just, something else entirely. Just noticing. Sitting up tall, begin to twist a little bit over to the right side and draw your right rib cage back. You can keep the knees bent. If you want to straighten out the legs, totally optional. It's a little more stretch for the backs of the legs. And take an extra breath here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist a bit deeper. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale back to center. Feel the effect of that twist. And as you exhale, go to the other side, drawing the left ribs back and then working your way up to the left shoulder. Inhale, sit up tall, lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, twist deeper. Okay. Inhale, come back to center, and then take the right leg and bring it in. And we're going to cradle the right leg here. So we can be here. The knee starts to turn out towards the side. As a result, the hip begins to open a bit. So we can be here and a little bit further forward, sitting up tall. Or if you really want some more stretch, more hip opening, you can try to bring it in. But again, don't force it. Find what you can. Start where you are. Draw the shoulders down and back, and just like we're holding on to it. Feel what that feels like for a moment, this opening of the hip, knees pulling out to the side. And then start to activate your foot a bit. Push through the big toe mound, draw the toes back towards the knee. And then bend into this left leg and slowly set the outer right leg onto the top of the left knee. Ankle comes over knee. And the closer this foot comes in, it's going to be a bit more intense. The further away, a little less intense. We can use our hands to sit upright, flex in through this foot, point through the big toe mound, through the heel, and draw the toes back. Can be here or here. All right, stay with this stretch for a moment. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. Feel that outer hip stretch, and keep flexing through your foot. Take another breath here. Draw your chest a bit closer. Gonna feel it here, the outer hip attachment, and maybe something in the lower back. Okay, and then release this one out, release this one out. Take a moment to bring it in, drawing the knee into the chest. Remember, we sort of did this one in lying down position. Now we're more upright. We get the same effect. We get this opposite stretch and hip flexing. Okay, that one comes out. Wiggle it out for a moment. Knock, knock. And take a moment to just sit with it, feeling this one side. Feet are flexed. It's an active pose, our hands to either side, but it's a pose where we can feel the difference between both sides. So deep breath here in our scaff pose, trying to find this right angle between the legs and the torso. And then go to the other side. So we cradle the leg however we do, bringing the knee out. There's different variations you can take depending on how your knee feels. So this rotation feels okay in my body, but really could torque somebody else's knee. So it really just depends on your own body. You can even hold on to the foot with both hands or here. Feel what that feels like for a moment, and then whatever your position you're in, just sit up a little taller, lift your chest, and draw your shoulders back. So trying to find that tall spine even as we open up the hip. So good for our back. And then bend in through this leg, bring the foot over, ankle over knee. If you walk the foot in further, just make sure to keep the back flat, no rounding in the lower back. And then we can weave it through here. Flex into the foot, draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and feel that stretch for a moment. If you're getting kind of bored, you want to move a little bit more, just come back to your breath and notice what is happening in the body. There's a hip rotating, there's chest coming forward, shoulders back. There's a lot going on if we just notice the subtleties, be present. Okay, put that one away. We'll bring it back here and then bring the foot down and just hold on to it for a second. Bringing the hip back to neutral. A lot of hip stuff tonight. Their hips get pretty stiff and can get, we can pain from that stiffness. I want to bring some more suppleness. Okay, on to hands and knees we go. You can always bring something soft underneath if you need it. Hands are spread here. Drop the belly, inhale, bring the heart forward. Exhale, pull the belly up and in. We do our cat-cow spine. Inhale, heart forward, drop the belly, reach the chest. Exhale, up and in. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, up and in. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, up and in. And I've got one more here for our hips and our leg. Kickstand out this right leg, point the toes out towards the side, walk the hands out a little bit, and then begin to bend into this right knee. Feel that inner thigh stretch. You feel the external rotation of the hip. Straighten it up. Do this a few times. So bend in and straighten out. Bend in and straighten out. Certainly modify if you need to. The last movement and pose for our hips, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay. Straighten it out and begin to come upright. Just bring your hand onto the top of the right thigh. Inhale the left arm up. And exhale, reach the left arm over to the right leg. Certainly this right knee can be bent. Something soft underneath the left knee if you're pain there at all. So just take a breath here, variation of our gate pose. Open the chest and draw the left shoulder back. And then inhale, come back up. We've done much to stretch the sides, and that might help. Nice. Bring this one in and switch sides. So I'll switch you here. Left leg comes out, and we walk the hands in a little bit. We do this little movement, bending in, straightening out. Essentially just warming up the hips for future hip opening poses and coming into more ease and openness in the hips and for our life, not just for poses. Okay, and straighten out the leg, come all the way up. Inhale, bring the right arm up. Think about the chest opening. So sometimes this arm comes over and we lose the opening in the chest. Keeping the arm towards the side and reaching it over, stabilizing here, pointing the toes and taking a big breath. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, coming back up, exhale, releasing, and now we'll come all the way up to standing because we haven't stood up yet. So it feels nice to stand up, roll the shoulder blades down the back, opening up through the chest, continuing to stretch through the sides of the waist. First, root down through your hips, about hip distance apart. Inhale and bring your arms up, grab onto your elbows or your forearms, and begin to lean on the exhale over to one side. Doesn't matter which side you go. First, we do both sides. Take a breath here and lean a little bit further. Notice if there's any weight change on the feet. Are you still evenly standing on both feet? Notice that. Inhale back to center. Exhale, go to the other side. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale back to center, reaching the arms up long, and exhale, meet your hands at heart center. We'll do a little half sun salutation just to move a bit, to bring linking breath with movement into our practice. So feet hip distance or feet together. Get grounded, lift and spread the toes, find mountain pose, shoulders back, chest open. On the inhale, bring your arms straight up. As you exhale, this first couple rounds, bend into the knees, slowly start to dive forward and create a flat back. So rounding out to the spine, we're trying to eliminate that, just coming forward from a hinge at the hip, and then finding a bit of rounding as we come forward. So warming up into these sun salutation poses, walk your feet or fingertips out in front and just begin to bend the knees and straighten the legs, and do that a few times. And then straighten the legs as best you can. Lift your chest so your back is flat. And then walk your hands in. Maybe the hands don't quite reach the ground. That's fine. They can be on the shins or the ankles or the back behind. Take a breath here, just coming forward. Drawing the chest forward and down. And then hands come onto the shins, lift the chest as if we're back here, but hands are on our shins. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest. Lengthen from tailbone to crown of head. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale and reach your arms up overhead, coming up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, let's do it again. Inhale, sweep the arms up a little more at pace this time. Exhale, go forward, soft knees, and just straight into that forward fold. Turning on the quads, stretching through the sitting bones. Next inhale, halfway lift, shoulders down the back. Exhale, back to folding it in, releasing the head. Inhale all the way up and around. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, sweep the arms. And exhale, all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, back to release, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up and around. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment to notice sometimes when we're moving faster and we're linking breath with movement, it's easier to concentrate and be present. And notice if that's the case. Deep breath here, inhale and exhale. Starting some movements to open up through the chest. Feet root into the ground. Let's walk the feet a little bit wider, kind of to the corners of the mat. Take the hands and interlace them onto the lower back. Pull the shoulder blades back, and automatically you may notice that the ribs pop out. So keep the ribs in towards the frontal hips, slight tone there in the belly. Open up just here along the collarbones. Inhale, lengthen up through your head and neck. As you exhale, bend into your knees and come forward. So again, everyone's body is different. We might need to bend the knees a lot. We might just be here. And that's all as far as we can go. So find what you can. And then just do a little lift on the inhale and exhale. Wave forward a tiny bit further. Inhale, little lift in the chest. Exhale, wave forward. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, wave forward. And one more. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, go forward and take an extra inhale and exhale. Release your head as much as you can. Inhale, exhale here. And then inhale, slowly come all the way up and release your hands. Relax your shoulders. Feel what that feels like to start to open up the chest. Okay, one more here for our hips and for our chest opening. Combining these two things, opening up hips and our chest, walking out wide, reaching the arms out long, and then taking the hands onto the hips here. So toes and heels are in alignment. We might be slightly pigeon-toed. That's better than turning the toes out in terms of keeping the knee safe. And of course, we can keep the knees bent. So hands under the hips here. Inhale, lengthen up. Draw your shoulder blades back, draw your elbows back. And as you exhale, go forward halfway. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, just go forward halfway. And of course, we can bend the knees. Nothing wrong with that. I'd rather you bend the knees than overwork the lower back or something else. Okay, do it one more time. Inhale, come upright. You can walk your feet a little bit wider. As you exhale, go forward, just like we've been doing halfway. Take an extra inhale here, lengthen back through your hips. Of course, the knees can be bent. And then see if you can just touch the ground with your fingertips. Knees can be bent here. And release the head down a little bit more. So find what you can with it. You should be feeling a pretty big stretch in the backs of the legs. Just take one more breath here. Toes point in, heels point a little bit outward. And then on your inhale, control, push your feet in, bring your hands back onto your hips, and exhale all the way back up. Nice. Okay, take a little break in between, point the heels in, point the toes out, bend into the knees, and straighten up. Sort of a wide-legged squat, bending in and straightening up. And one more like that, bend in, fold it here, reach your arms. Of course, we don't have to be really super low. We can be more upright. Draw the tailbone down a little bit and draw the belly in. Inhale, reach over to one side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, over to the other side. Exhale, back to center. One more time. Inhale, reach over. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach over. Exhale, center. Straighten up. Again, point your toes forward, heels slightly outward. Interlace your hands one more time. Switch the interlace. So your right interlace, right finger index is not on top of the left if it usually is, but your left on top of your right should feel weird. Do it the weird way. So hands together, draw your shoulder blades down and back, open up the chest, keep the front ribs in. Inhale, exhale, go forward, halfway. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, just find what you can here. Sometimes I find walking my feet out is available a little bit more when I come forward. Reach your arms forward, release the crown of your head a little bit further down, looking back. Don't lose the balance though, find what you can. Take one more breath. And inhale, come all the way back up. Yeah. Take it in, exhale. So that's pretty intense, and we've worked on some things to build our way into that. We'll just heel toe the feet back in and find a mountain pose yet again. Shoulder blades down the back. Maybe you feel different in your upper back now, not just your hips. Remember your intention, maybe one hand onto the heart, close your eyes. And we'll do our little half sun salutation again. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, go all the way forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up and around. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, one last standing pose, and we've kind of been working towards it. It's our tree pose, or one and only balance pose for tonight. So balance is tricky, right? We also something that's in flux. Go ahead and kickstand like you're kickstanding out a bicycle kickstand out the right leg, and you feel that rotation in the hip. Now here's where we start in tree pose always. Just bring almost 90% of the weight onto the left leg and feel what that feels like. So you're essentially already in tree pose before you even lift the leg and do anything fancy, right? You want to build a foundation, grow roots into the ground. And then if you want to play with balance here, you might just 95% of the weight is on that standing leg, just the toes are tapping. Maybe you bring the ankle up onto the inner part of the calf muscle. Avoid direct contact with the knee joint. We don't want to pop out the joint. No. And then just check in with your hips. Firm in this outer hip and the standing leg. Draw down your rotated hip. If you want to go further, if that's available, bringing the foot up here. Of course, we can hold on to something, but just find what you can find right here in this moment without having to like grunt through it, and just with somewhat ease. And then stare at something, like on the wall, on the ceiling, just something straight ahead where you can focus your gaze and just take about 3 more breaths. So maybe you're here, maybe hands to heart, maybe toes are still down. That's still tree pose. If you want, last breath, maybe extending the arms up. So just taking that last breath. Find something to focus your gaze, your drishti, your gazing point in yoga. And then bring it back down. We'll put that one away. Just find mountain pose for a moment. Feel that effect of that side. And close the eyes. Notice any change in the breathing, in your thinking mind. Come back. And now we'll go to the other side. Stand tall on this side. Open up the knee. Just find that feeling for a moment. This hip's rotating. This one's in neutral. Firming in the outer hip. Lifting up, lengthening up through the spine. Grow your roots into the ground. And then find what you can with it. So we're not fastly going into something. We're mindfully building towards a pose. Maybe hands to heart, hands on hips. Again, firming in this hip, opening up this knee, lifting the chest. Maybe you bring your arms up. Just about 3-4 more breaths on your own. Ultimate challenge, if you want. is to maybe close the eyes for a breath. And find steadily when we do that, that the balance changes when we close our eyes. All right, completing that last breath here, wherever you are, doesn't matter, just do what you can. Start from where you are, focusing on what we can do, not what we can't do. It's going from that. And then bring the knee in. Okay, give your legs a little bend and a straighten. Come back to the top if you're not already there. Feet together or hip distance apart. One more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hold this pose for a moment, and you can take your hands and bring them onto your elbows or onto your forearms and take a few breaths here. Work your legs a little straighter this time if you can. Activate your quads by lifting your kneecaps, stretch across your hamstrings, and it's almost like you're stretching your glutes as well, the backs of the hips. And take about 3 more breaths here, 3 deep breaths. Okay, after that 3rd exhale, bring your hands down, come back onto hands and knees. And we'll do this cat-cow spine one more time. Push the hands in, drop the belly, reach the heart forward, pull the shoulders back. Try not to move the neck a whole lot. Exhale, up and in. Do 2 more. Inhaling forward. Exhale, up and in. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, up and in. And now, keep your hips over your knees. I like to do this one a lot because it's so good for our upper back and our shoulders. Walk your hands forward, almost like a dog stretching. And then begin to draw your belly down, draw your chest down as if you're creating a bit of back bend. So you're trying to melt the heart. Draw the forehead down and take about 3 breaths. You should be feeling an intense stretch. Sides of the waist, chest, upper back. It's all working in this pose. Take 1 more breath here. This is so good for countering our perpetual seated posture and text neck that we all encounter, especially these days. Okay, come forward and find a Sphinx pose. Outstretch the legs, bring the tops of the feet onto the ground, draw the shoulder blades down the back, push the forearms in, and hang out here for a moment. So there's always a little bit of activation going on in the lower body, in the legs. You're pushing the tops of the feet down and you're spinning the inner thighs in. As you, in the upper body, pull the chest forward, lift the neck up, and feel something's going on here. So feel it, notice it. Take another breath, inhale and exhale. And then begin to lower down. So this next part, we're just gonna focus on the legs. We can let the upper body just rest down. So I would recommend just resting your forehead down so you're not jerking the neck to one side or another. If that feels fine, you can do that. But try to bring the forehead down. I'll try to talk a little louder. On your next inhale, push your left foot into the ground and begin to extend your right leg up. Exhale, bring the right leg down, push the right foot in, and begin to extend the left foot up. Exhale down. Inhale, switch back to the right. Exhale down. Inhale back to the left. Exhale down. And now see if you can start to float both legs and hold it there for maybe 2 or 3 breaths. Yeah, floating both legs, activating both legs, 2 or 3 breaths. Do what you can. And bring it back down. Drag the head off to one side now and just take a moment to feel what that felt like in the legs, the lower back, lots of things happening. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay. Take the hands to either side of the ribs, elbows spin in. Still our legs are somewhat active, inner thighs spinning in, pushing the feet into the ground. Elbows in, shoulders back. Inhale, little baby cobra lift. Exhale down. Inhale, little baby cobra lift, and just a little lift. Elbows in, shoulders back down. Inhale this time, float the hands. Exhale down. Notice my neck isn't moving a whole lot. I'm just lifting from the sternum, the center of the chest. Do one more where you're floating the hands. And back down. And now reach your arms back, push the tops of the hands into the ground, and lift your chest a little bit. So your shoulders are lifted, your chest is lifted. Lift your chest. Slowly begin to lift your arms and lift your chest higher. And now just push the left foot in the ground, lift the right leg with the arms and the chest. Exhale it down, push the right foot in, lift the left leg. Exhale it down and lower down. Release. Take a big breath here at the bottom. I'll check the time. Take a big breath here at the bottom. Inhale and exhale out the mouth. We're almost done with the movement part. So grand finale here. Okay, from here, you can either bring your hands onto the ground, you can interlace your hands, or, so we can do this lifting both arms and legs, hands on the ground, or if you want to do a bit more, bending into the knees, if you can find your feet, we're just going to do one round for about 5 breaths. So if you want to do this one, just lifting, pushing the pivot going into the ground, lifting the arms and legs, keeping the knees, and this is like something else is going on other than what's going on here. So these are just different poses, different options to take. You can take this one, or this one. Either way, the chest is lifted, the shoulders pulling back, and the legs are active. Finding about 3-4 more breaths here. Again, not choosing an option that's good for you. Nice stretch, nice openness through the chest. One more breath. And then, all right, let it go, put it away. Bring your forearms down, and whether your legs were straight or bent this last pose, move your knees, move your legs side to side. Take a big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. We should feel invigorated through the chest. Thanks. Okay, and then legs out straight, hands to either side of the ribs, elbows in, shoulders back. Lift up your low cobra again, shoulders back, and then maybe you go a little bit higher. Maybe you go up even further, elbows slightly bent. And then as you exhale, pull your hips up, walk your knees in a little bit. Remember this one, hips over knees, hands walk forward. We're back here again. Take a big breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now transition, walk your knees out wide, your big toes touch, sink back into a child's pose. Working the hips onto the heels. It's totally fine if they don't get there, but that's what we're working towards. And hands can be out in front. This should feel real nice and stretchy on the lower back. Take about 5 breaths here. Come back to your slightly heated breath. But we're starting to cool down, so give it a cool exhale. Out the mouth away. And start to come up. We'll transition right back down onto the back again. Coming back down, back to where we started. Again, we'll start with hugging the right knee into the chest. One of the very first poses we did. Okay, take a moment to rewind back in time and remember what this pose felt like when we first did it. Maybe you felt really stiff. You weren't able to bring the knee in with as much ease this time, or something else entirely. Just notice any change. And then bring that right foot onto the ground, push the foot in the ground, and rotate your, move your left hip underneath your right. So as if you're coming into, let me even do it this way, coming into a fetal position, and then outstretching that left leg and just crossing the right over.
you kind of want to stack the hips, or even the right hip comes even further over the left. And then bring your arms out wide. So we're trying to bring that right shoulder closer to the ground. And you can gaze out the right side. So essentially gazing out the side opposite of the direction the knee is going. Take about 3 more breaths here and think about wringing out that sponge as you exhale. This is different from the outer hip stretch we were working towards in the beginning. Now we're doing more of a spinal twist. Notice that difference. And then just come back to center, bring your hips back to center, hug that right knee in, outstretch the right leg, and switch to the left. So left leg comes in, hold it there for a moment, feel the change. Anything different, maybe there's no change. And then again, we kind of have to maneuver the hips here, pushing this left foot in the ground, moving the right hip out of the way, stacking the hips, left leg comes even beyond the right, and then our arms reach long. We're working the left shoulder closer to the ground, gazing over to the left. Take 3 breaths here, wringing out action through your core, through your spine as you twist deeper with each exhale. And slowly begin to lift it back to center. We are now ready to take our final meditation. So you can let your arms and legs fall open. You can let your head melt in. If there's something else you want to do, kind of want to work out the wrists or fingers and the toes, maybe you like to take another full body stretch, final stretch before you settle in. Do whatever you like to do. But make your way here when you're ready. Just laying flat. You can always put something under the head. You can always put something under the knees. And you can always cover the eyes. So wherever you are, just finding a resting position that is conducive to you, that feels nice, to let the whole body settle. And take a couple deep breaths here. Slow it down. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, side out. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale, side out through the mouth. And inhale in the nose. Exhale, side out. Come back to that awareness of breath, starting with awareness in the belly, the gentle rise and fall of the belly. Move your awareness from the belly into the rib cage, the lungs being housed by the ribs, feeling the ribs and the lungs, feeling the chest cavity fill up with air, following the flow of air into the back of the throat. The back of the throat meets up into the back of the nose. And finally back to the inside of the nose, the nostrils. Again, draw your attention there to the skin on the inside of the nose. And notice any traits of your breath and any parts of your breath that have changed throughout the course of this practice. A few breaths there. Notice your thinking mind. Is it still wandering? Is it still on that train? Take that big step back. Come back to your breath. Notice any areas of the body still lingering with tension. Maybe it's in the shoulders. Melt your shoulders back. Exhale to release. Maybe it's your hips. Melt your hips in. We'll do a quick body scan going through different parts of the body. Feel free to If you get lost, feel free to just meet me where we are. You don't need to move at all. Just relax each part of the body as I call it out with your exhale. So bringing your attention to the head, feeling the back of the head, relax the skull heavy into the earth. Soften the forehead, soften the right eye, the left eye, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right nostril, left nostril, the upper lip, lower lip, inside of the mouth. Relax the tongue, relax the jaw, relax the inner ears, the outer ears. And again, let the head be heavy. Feel gravity pull the whole head into the earth. Feel the hair and the scalp and melt the head in. Draw your attention into the front of the neck. Soften your throat, the back of the neck, relaxing. Relax the right shoulder into the earth, the left shoulder into the earth. The right side of the chest, left side of the chest, the heart center. Relax the whole of the right arm, right elbow, right wrist, right hand. All 5 fingers on the right hand. Relax the left shoulder, the left elbow, the left wrist, the left hand. All 5 fingers in the left hand. Relax both arms, letting the arm bones be heavy. Relax the sides of the waist, the front of the ribs, the backs of the ribs. Soften the belly. Awareness into the front of the hips. Relax the front of the hips, the backs of the hips, the buttocks. The right leg, top of the thigh, the right knee, the right lower leg, right ankle, right foot, all 5 toes in the right leg. The left leg, the left upper thigh, relaxing, top of the thigh. Relaxing the left knee, left lower leg, melting, left ankle, left foot, all 5 toes in the left foot. Right leg, all 10 toes. Feel the bones become heavier and the whole of the back body melts into the earth. Feel the whole of the back body melt into the earth. The whole back body softening and melting in. Couple of breaths to release heavier into the earth. Inhale and exhale, release, go deeper, melting in. Inhale, exhale, melt in. 4. Inhale, exhale, feeling heavier, heavier. 3. Inhale, exhale, heavy, releasing. Inhale and exhale, release, down, down, down. 1. Come back to the front of the body, feeling lighter and open. Gentle release on the exhale. Awareness in the front of the body, that which faces up, light and open. Gentle release on the exhale. Light and open. Soften on the exhale. Awareness in the whole of the right side of the body, the whole of the left side of the body. And now feel the breath throughout your body. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 pulsing energy connecting each part of your body. Feeling at peace and feeling content in this moment. Can you relax in any amount further? Can you release any more? Keep following your inhale and your exhale. And be here in this restful state for just a little while longer in silence and stillness. Enjoy your shavasana. for a little while longer. Gradually begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow, deep inhale in through the nose. Fill all the way up and sigh it out through the mouth. This time, take that deep breath in through the nose and really let your whole body sigh. Let your arms and legs sigh. Let your belly soften, your shoulders melt in, your head heavy. The whole body releases. And one more big breath here. Inhale in through the nose and exhale, sigh it out. Slowly begin to waken up your fingers and your toes. Inhale, reach your arms, reach your legs. And as you exhale, bend into your knees. Roll over to one side. Just take a moment, easily coming out of this. When you're ready, lift up and we'll find our way to seated one more time. Feel free to sit your normal way or do it the uncomfortable way, whatever you like. Just find seated. Roll your shoulder blades down the back, sit up really tall. Open your palms, spread your hands, signifying openness, accepting whatever benefit you got from the practice, and leaving the rest. Just leaving what doesn't serve you, taking what does, and building upon that. Inhale and bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, meet your hands at your heart center, honoring your intention and honoring the intention of those who share in the practice with us remotely, but still sharing in the practice. And take one Om to just end the practice in unison, honoring the space that we share. So feel free to join if you like. We always take a cleansing breath first. Inhale, exhale to cleanse. Inhale and Om. Inhale, cleansing breath. Exhale, empty it out. Inhale. With gratitude for being able to share this time and this space with you, hoping you have a beautiful, restful, and stress-free rest of your day, stress-free week, and just feeling a little better maybe in your body, in your spirit. Namaste, bowing to each of you.